Hey anime nerds, meet Jinwoo Sung, the weakest of the weak. So low on the hunter hierarchy, he's practically part of the dungeon decor. But this underdog's about to get an upgrade from who's that to that's who. Viewer discretion advised. Addictive binge watching ahead. The story begins on an ant-infested island. It's not an ordinary infestation that can be controlled with some borax. Nah, these critters are as big as elephants. The regular squad barely tickles them. So giant ants turn these hunters into snacks. Suddenly, a healer hunter appears, patching up the crew of extras, followed by an electrifying hunter frying ants like bacon, and a third with the strength of a beast, all S ranks. They make quick work of the red ants until a tough albino ant shows up. Using its fang, Beast Boy dispatches it, only for an army of albinos to appear. Great. The S ranks morph into the Beast and the Lightning Lad for round 2. Meanwhile, Guildmaster Choi incinerates ants in the city. Though the albino ones resist, no worries, Choi's squad cleans up the leftovers. Let's explain a little. A decade ago, mysterious gates that link to another dimension unleashed magic beasts, resistant to ordinary weapons. This called for hunters, individuals with awakened abilities, to combat these creatures. Hunters are ranked by their magical power, with S at the top and E at the bottom. And once awakened, their strength is fixed, meaning if you suck, that's too bad. 3 years on, hunters gather for a gate raid in a new city. Kim meets Park, a middle-aged hunter with a regrettable mullet and sideburns. Then enters Jinwoo, dubbed the weakest hunter of all mankind. Ironically easing the group, his presence suggests an easy raid, despite being a frequent casualty. Earning Jui's frustration, Jinwoo faces his lowly reputation without illusion. As they gear up, Mr. Song leads and Kim cautions Jinwoo to avoid injuries. A tall order, given his pathetic weapon. Yet, Jinwoo is determined to get stronger. Elsewhere, the president of the Hunters Association, Gun-hee Go, approves of the government's interest in dungeon resources. Hunters earn by selling resources like essence stones and mana crystals earned by defeating dungeons, which are crafted into weapons and gear. Mr. Go supports using these stones as a sustainable energy source, aligning with the government's plan. In the dungeon, Jinwoo's encounter with a goblin goes south when his knife breaks and he's wounded. He's definitely gonna die. Nope, Park comes in to save the day. With her B-rank healing magic, Jui heals Jinwoo while everyone else shows off how badass they are. The team defeats the dungeon master, yet the loot, including Jinwoo's puny E-rank essence stone, is disappointing. Discovering an unexplored cave, the hunters ponder the potential for more treasure. Mr. Song suggests caution and reporting to the Hunter Association due to the potential risks, but Kim and Park downplay the danger. Let's vote. Faced with financial pressures for his sister's schooling and his mother's health, Jinwoo casts the deciding vote to explore the mysterious cave. Meanwhile, at a recruitment event, candidates are ranked by their mana scores through a device linked to a black crystal, with Guildmaster Choi pleased by the high scorers but doubtful anyone can match the guild's Miss S-rank hunter, Hyen Cha. In a separate incident, Hyen stylishly retrieves a stolen purse from thieves with acrobatic finesse. But she doesn't like all the attention, so she swiftly exits in an over-the-top manner by leaping across buildings. Back in the dungeon, Jinwoo feels guilty for his decision and is scolded by Jui, who playfully suggests dinner as compensation. Upon discovering a massive door, they impulsively open it. Don't worry, nothing will go wrong. Illuminated by blue flames and surrounded by massive statues, the hunters discover a script titled The Commandments of the Cardanon Temple. As they read, Johi notices the main statue's eyes move. Well, crud, they're trapped. An attempt to escape by one hunter results in his upper body getting severed by a statue, signaling the danger they've stumbled into. Reflecting on his perilous career, Jinwoo recalls past near-death experiences but remains determined to support his family. His vigilance pays off when he spots an imminent attack from the statue, saving most hunters from being barbecued by the lethal eye lasers with his timely warning. Aw shit! Song lost an arm. Jinwoo quickly acts to tie the wound wound to stop the bleeding. As for Jui, yeah, she can't handle the pressure. Realizing they might be in an S-class dungeon, another hunter's escape efforts fail, leading to a super speed barbecue. Jinwoo, recalling the commandment to revere God, has everyone bow, pausing the statue's attacks. However, when they rise, it triggers the statue anew. Efforts to appease it with prayer, as the next commandment is to praise God, results disastrously, with two crushed hunters and Park split down the middle. But Jinwoo and Jui find hope in activating musical statues. Jinwoo, targeted by the big boy, sacrifices his leg to activate a singing statue, surviving the encounter but left legless, with Jui in shock. Amidst group turmoil, an altar appears for sacrifices, aligning with the commandment on proving faith to God. As they reluctantly participate in the altar's ritual, it becomes a deadly game of survival as the statues advance. Jinwoo's quick thinking saves them momentarily by maintaining eye contact with the statues. But the doors are open, and of course, despair and betrayal fractures the group. Crybaby Kim flees shortly after, overwhelmed by fear and guilt, while Mr. Song offers himself as a sacrifice, urging Jinwoo and Johee to escape. Ha! No, Johee's legs give out. Wonderful! Jinwoo can't possibly carry her, so he demands Song to take Johee to safety, while he stays behind facing his end alone. Despite being scorned as the weakest, Jinwoo always tries his hardest, reflecting on his relentless effort to surpass expectations. As Jinwoo faces his brutal end, rage and despair overwhelm him, lamenting the selfishness of those who fled, yearning for another chance at life. Suddenly, he's offered a lifeline through a secret Courage of the Weak quest, granting him player status, but if he chooses not to accept it, his heart will stop in 0.02 seconds. Choosing life, Jinwoo awakens in a hospital, miraculously unharmed and puzzled by the ordeal's reality. After being unconscious for 3 days, Jinwoo wakes to learn from the Hunters Association surveillance team about the severe consequences of the raid, being Song's career-threatening injury and Johee's psychological trauma. Found alone by the White Tiger Guild, the absence of the temple or statues he recounted adds mystery to his survival, hinting at a possible second awakening. Yet, a mana meter test scores him a disappointing 10, leaving the mystery of his survival unsolved. Intrigued by a floating screen unnoticed by others, including Gina, his sister, Jinwoo discovers he's become a player, with the system assigning him daily quests. Despite his hospitalization and weak state, he is humorously skeptical about starting the demanding strength training quest. At midnight, Jinwoo's failure to complete his daily quest triggers an earthquake, transporting him to a desert where his punishment awaits. He must evade a giant centipede for 4 hours. Ooh. As Jinwoo runs for his life, the nurses look for him since he disappeared. Hours fly by, and after surviving the ordeal, he abruptly returns to his hospital room as if nothing happened, now understanding the critical importance of the system's quests. 3 days after awakening, Jinwoo realizes daily quests reward him with full recovery, ability points for skill enhancement, and random loot boxes, one of which contains a key to a so-called instance dungeon. Meanwhile, Joey, still traumatized, declines a mission offer, unsure of her future in hunting. But D-rank gates, along with C and B-rank ones, begin appearing across the city, and after hearing good news about Jinwoo's recovery and some thinking, she agrees to help out as a healer. Determined to support his mother, who suffers from a mana-induced sleep disorder, Jinwoo commits to becoming stronger. He embarks on a strength training and bravely enters the instance dungeon at a metro station, a realm invisible to others, where there is no escape until he defeats the boss or finds a teleportation stone. Inside, Jinwoo overcomes initial challenges, defeating goblins and a formidable wolf beast that tests his limits and destroys his weapon. Utilizing his inventory for the first time, he retrieves a sword, surprising himself with increased power and agility. His victories over additional beasts lead to automatic healing and a level up, enhancing his confidence. Despite a wolfpack ambush, Jinwoo earns the title of Wolf Assassin, acquires valuable items, and, fueled by desire for greater strength, opts to venture deeper into the dungeon instead of leaving. Down below, Jinwoo gets a very energetic welcome from the Swamp King, a formidable snake boss. In just one sweep, the Swamp King breaks Jinwoo's blade. He gets a good look at the iron scale-clad snake and wonders how on earth will he survive without a weapon. Jinwoo uses the broken blade and tries to slice, but it only produces visually appealing sparks without doing any damage. For the next few minutes, the Swamp King plays fetch with Jinwoo, and after hurling him in water, on the platform, and getting an abandoned coach thrown on him, Jinwoo realizes perhaps he got ahead of himself, overestimating his strength. Despite being thrown around, he draws on his newfound strength and determination and refuses to be called the weakest. He reminds himself of the greater terror that he faced in the dungeon, and compared to those statues, the Swamp King is nothing. With brute force of his hands, he breaks through the steel scales and into the snake's flesh, almost severing its neck, and defeats the snake, earning a new paralysis dagger and completing the dungeon. When Jinwoo finally walks out, the city is quieter than usual. An armed officer, after seeking his identity as a hunter, takes Jinwoo to show him the situation. At the site, some useless E and D rank hunters are having a hard time defeating a rock monster due to its shield. Jinwoo recognizes Julie and, oh, looks like she's still traumatized. Dang. He doesn't blame her because he was the same, but now things have changed, and he prepares to take out the golem's shield, since it's weaker than the snake he just defeated. In one swift move, he launches his broken sword, shattering the shield, which allows the others to take down the monster. Though the victory is attributed to the group, one of the hunters, upon seeing the sword handle, realizes they received help from someone way stronger. But Jinwoo has discreetly exited the scene, leaving a lasting impression of his power. And that's it for now. If you want to see this rookie turn into a sensei, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because we've got plenty more adventures lined up. Keep leveling up and stay awesome. See ya!